Hello, everyone, and Madayaw! So, everyone's ranting, raving, reviewing The Odyssey. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched a movie in such a long time. Uh, yeah. Maybe that was like, I don't know, before COVID or something. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I just didn't have the time or effort to go. But anyways, let's talk about mythology because there is a lot of mythology and a lot are like here there are more recommendations happening here. Better than the Odyssey. They made this Odyssey so woke. It's not true to Homer's material, and there are better other stuff there than this. Okay, so let's talk about other mythology stuff. So a lot of people are like, "Here, we have our own Odyssey, we have our own this, we have our own that." Yeah. So let me tell you about one epic, not quite Odyssey, but it is an epic. I think you guys don't know the Epic of Tudbulul. Who and what is that? Okay, I came upon the Epic of Tudbulul thanks to the people of Lake Cebu, in particular Auntie Rossi Sula, who is the Gawad Mandilikha awardee. So I'm always with her and the other cultural workers when I am staying in Lake Cebu because they are a wealth of, of stories. So let's tell you, or let me tell you about the Epic of Tudbulul. As the story goes, because this is in poetry form, the story goes that Tudbulul is the guy who founded Lake Cebu, who made the world, and so it has its own mythology in it. There are other gods, there are other beings there. But their most important person is Tudbulul. Okay, so he was walking around and said, I would like to make beings, human beings. And he called his friend, whom sometimes he rides on, called Toti the bird. I don't know what kind of bird Toti is, but Toti is apparently a very big bird, but he's a very capable bird. And he tells Toti to go get me some soil. So Toti comes upon a fallen um, god, whatever creature that person is, was already rotting. And you know how rotting corpse becomes part of the ground and it becomes soil. And that soil is what Toti takes and brings to Tudbulul, and he spits on it, fashions it into a human being, and thus the human beings came to be. So that's one of the legends there. Now, how did Tudbulul create the islands of the Philippines? It is in one of the legends of Tudbulul that he danced the world to be. Wherever he danced, there land rose from the ocean or something. And then when he jumped, mountains sprouted up. So if he just, while he was dancing, it's just a small jump, it's just a hill. But if he jumps so high, it becomes such a big mountain. And his sister, I think, cried tears, and then there's rivers and lakes because of her tears, something like that. So there are still details varying. Like some says he has 12 wives, some says that's not 12 wives, it's 12 sisters. So depends on the chanter because apparently they put themselves in a trance and they chant from the heart, and sometimes those chants will never be repeated. And that's the reason why last year's Slingon I was there with a team of volunteers and we recorded what we can, because once they chanted, according to them, once they chanted, they never repeat it. They hardly repeat it, which is very hard because, yeah. Anyways, one of the cultural workers, what's his name, Dato Goodwino, he actually passed away sometime just this December 2025, or was it January? Um, which apparently he held one of the very closely guarded episodes of Tudbulul. Now we can never get that back. I don't know if he passed it to Auntie Rosie. Auntie Rosie would not tell me if, yeah. Anyways, I think these stories should be preserved. Not that I think they're true or not, but they are part of heritage, and that's a cultural heritage. It's an epic, we know that, but it's an interesting one. It's what a tale, right? So, there's also a legend which actually shapes a lot of the customs of Lake Cebu. The reason why they have a lot of black clothing in Lake Cebu is because the black represented, remember that decaying soil? It represents that one, the origin of human beings for them. Therefore, they have malongs, blouses, and of course, for the very iconic tinalak, there is black, red, and white. Those represent the colors of human beings. So it's very important. So black malong is usually formal and usually ceremonial. So that's also, what shaped their culture. So a lot of those things like those. Um, I like it. I like how they really tried their best to preserve it, even among colonial stuff. And I'm not just talking about the three colonials, Spanish, American, and what's this, Japanese, because remember, Lake Cebu did not fall into any of those, but there were American missionaries who came into the area around 1900 plus until, Um, what happened also is there were a lot of pacification that happened, that they wanted to conquer Mindanao without being violent and conquerish. Therefore, what they did is they put displaced northerners to move down south and claim land which was ancestral, unfortunately. So a lot of the lands got lost to them, to these northerners. And strange, anyone who's not of native origins anywhere here in Mindanao, they call them Bisaya. And I'm like, oh really? You're from Cebu? Nope. So that's the thing. That's just funny. But anyways, yeah. So there's still that strange division. They'll say, oh, he's tribu. No, he's Bisaya. Things like that. These cultural treasures, they shouldn't disappear because they are that treasures, but they are intangible. Therefore, it is hard to pass them down. It is passed down orally, and there are less and less people learning it, less and less children learning it. And it's the reason why I'm trying my best to employ technology to record them. I just wish that, well, AI would catch up so we can, text to speech, because apparently they cannot, of course, because text to speech only works with the known languages, and Tiboli is not one of the known languages for an AI to transcribe for them. But it is an ongoing effort, and I have a lot of friends who really want to help with this, and we're really looking for funding, and we're really trying our best here to preserve the culture, because sadly, even my fellow Dabawenyos, even my fellow family members cannot understand the 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 meaning of tribu. They've lost it. And that's the reason why I'm really holding on to it. Because I am a Mandaya. And I do not want to lose my identity. I can hardly speak Kamayo. I can hardly speak Dinabao. And I don't want to lose my culture. And I want to help others make sure they don't lose their culture as well. So that's it. That's our little Odyssey trip. Thank you, everybody. Madayaw and Shalom.